In this video I'm up in Wales and looking to ride one of the trails which I've been looking forward to for ages. Some of you might recognise the start of the trail. Hope you enjoy it. So if you didn't already know, this is the Gwydir Mawr trail, well known as the Marin Trail. The Marin Trail is one of the go-to trails in North Wales for any serious mountain biker. The trail is a true classic with massive climbs and great descents which have single track. You also get fabulous views of the Snowdonian mountains along all the way. Most of the climbs are on forest road tracks and all of the descents are on single tracks. The single track varies from tight and technical rocky. The trail is 16 miles or 25 kilometers long, and the climbs are up to 450 metres. Last year I rode Gwydir Mawr, which is the shorter trail here. It hasn't got as much climbing and is a lot quicker to get back if you needed to get back to the car to repair a puncture or if you had any problems. The bigger trail is the one I'm going to be doing today, but I have done a video before of the old one. Sorry if the lens gets a bit wet in places. I try to wipe it as much as I can, but as it's been raining loads I couldn't do it that much. Now let's start the amazing trail. What's good to start off the day is lots of rain, so then it'll get all done for when we have the fun descents. So the first descent was pretty slippy, but it was good to test out how my tyres performed in the wet and in the rocks in Wales. And this is our first uphill, and by far it's the hardest. Now let's have a look at where the trail starts. So you might be able to see the red circle. That section is called MTB Gear, I think it is. So this section starts off with some amazing views to the side, and it weaves between loads of trees which kind of make like a cool feeling as you go through them. They have lots of berms and things to keep the trail interesting and lots of scenery. Although it isn't one of the longest sections, it's really nice to start off with as you have a really fun downhill to get you going. At this point I wasn't going very fast because I needed to know how much my tyres worked in the wet and in Snowdonia. As here in Devon we have lots of different rocks and like slate and rocks like that they have in Wales, so it was good to test how well they felt, and then next year when I come I'll know what to do and then I'll be really fast. And that's the end of MTB Gear. That was fun. So looking at the map again, we have Bokken, I think it's spelt or said. So you might be able to see a skull and crossbones to the edge of the screen. That means that it's a really technical section and some people might want to look at riding it before they ride it. But I didn't need to as I did it last year. Sorry about the dirt on the camera. I tried to clean it as much as possible. I do after this section. But I definitely didn't want to clean it while going down some really slippy, jaggedy, slidey rocks. Although I probably could have gone faster down here, I just wanted to test how they were today, and then I know for the rest of the Marin Trail. So down here, the Gwydir Mawr goes up the hill back to the very start, and Gwydir Mawr goes off by itself. Dropping into glass. Okay. Bit downhill. So glass is a really nice trail. It starts off quite fast with some berms in between, well, weaving between the trees. Puzzles. This is quite cool actually, this bit. So this bit leaves you feeling like there's loads of cobwebs and like quite spooky kind of, like there could be ghosts maybe. And the berms really help you keep up your speed so then you can enjoy the section as much as possible. Okay, dropping into Kierra, Pondora. So this section starts off pretty nice. It's slightly more fun than glass as you have more technical bits, and in places it's a bit steeper. Although you do have a few uphills in Kierra Pondora, it's still really fun. It's a mix of fun downhill and little climbs. So we're getting near the end of Kierra Pondora, and there's a really fun techie section. Have a look.
This seems quite techie. Not too bad. Oh, that's a nice view.
So this is the section from a different angle. This bit isn't too bad. I really enjoyed it actually. I know some people might find it harder depending on what bike they have and the weather, but it was really fun.
Okay, dropping into paradise, quickly or paradise, I don't know.
So there's quite a few jumps along here, and there's a few rock rolls which make it really fun. And as you're going through the trees, every now and again you get a really nice glimpse of the amazing view.
A few bits of water which I'm trying to do a mini manual over.
So as you might have heard there, I tried to manual over the puddles so then I don't get water on the lens. This section I recommend having your brakes ready so then you can just brake if there's any problems, but you don't necessarily need it. As I don't want to make this film 5 hours long, I tried to keep it just to the best downhill bits. But beware, there's loads of uphill as there's 450 metres of climbing. So that's pretty much half of Snowdon. So this section which I'm just coming up to looks a bit like a footpath. It is quite technical, so just be careful when going down it. But it's really fun. So this section is an area where you can pick up loads of speed, especially if you take some of the jumps. It's really fun and you really enjoy it when you go down it. You just have to be careful of the uphills as you might not be in the right gear. And also be careful of the trees as I have to take my hands off some of the time. This jump I wasn't ready for as I nearly went off the trail.
That was quite a quick stop.
I didn't know where I was jumping, but I just jumped.
That was a fail.
So after you come out of the woods, this is the most amazing section, with great views all round and loads of technical downhill fun ahead of you.
This bit's really good.
So you might be able to see the amazing view, and sadly I get a little bit of dirt on my camera lens, but I think it must get evaporated as I can't see it so much nearer the end, which is good. I do try to clean my lens after every section, but sadly I didn't have enough time to clean it in this section. You should be able to see the berms to the side, which are really big and fun. They help you carry your speed loads on this section. If you want to see how to go around berms, watch my video up in the top right corner. So you might be able to hear I'm picking up speed loads, and these people to the side had a puncture sadly, but they still had more downhill luckily. There are a few sections which there's a higher line which you can jump, but I stick low as I don't know the trail that well and I've never ridden it before. So this section is one of the most technical sections. Although I didn't ride all of it, you'll see, I only rode half. So the section down to where I am now is really technical. It's really steep and there's lots of routes which if you're not further enough back you can easily go over the bars. So sadly that's your final
really
downhill
cool.
fun section.
Endor has a long...
So this was Endor, and it has a really long wooden bridge.
Endor is a bridge over a non-flowing river.
And it was really fun. So you're now about post 73, and you've joined back on with the smaller trail. So this is a sign that you're nearly back at the car park, and you pretty much just have downhill back. Along here you can see the amazing view of all of the Snowdonia mountains and the mountain ranges. This section is pretty techy and keeps it fun by weaving between all of the dead trees. You can pick up some speed along here, so then it makes it even more fun. I really enjoyed this section. As to your right you have amazing views. If I came and did this section again, I might put the 360 camera on my helmet so then you could have looked around. So this section is made really interesting with loads of berms weaving from side to side. And sadly this is the end of this section, but you still have more downhill. So this section I've seen on some YouTube videos, and it's a massive jump. You might be able to see the skull and crossbones sign to the right soon coming up. And this was my biggest jump I've ever done. I didn't suss it out or anything, I just went.
Oh my god! That was insane!
So this was my second time down, as I went even faster as I knew what it was going to be. I got ready and then air. Woohoo! So this is a massive jump from a different angle, and you can see my suspension going down when I land. Now let's see it in slow-mo. So you can see I'm landing on my rear wheel, and then you can see my suspension compress as I land. So this is what the jump looks like from a different angle, and you can see it looks quite big. Now let's continue this amazing trail with loads of technical features and loads of jumps. Just then I got a fly in my eye, that's why I slowed down. But this is amazing fun, this section. There are loads of jumps which you can take, which keep you going really fast down here. They also give you loads of excitement. I definitely recommend riding this section as it is great fun. It is good to know that this trail took 5 hours, so if you're doing it, make sure to pack lunch and snacks. On an e-bike it might have been a bit quicker, but it still would have taken about 3 maybe. This berm you have to be careful of just at the bottom, that you don't go out off the side, because that is quite far down. So along this section it leads into a load of tabletops, which are quite cool. So on your way around this berm you can pick up some speed and do some jumps. So along here I recommend picking up some speed for all of the tabletops that there are, and they're really fun, these. Although some of them are hard to clear, they're still really fun. And these rollers you have to be careful not trying to jump, because otherwise you might get bucked over the bars. So on this section, this is your final downhill section. It's really long and it's loads of fun. You can pick up loads of speed along here. All along here you're pretty much near the very top of the hill, so you get to see the glimpses of amazing views down the side of the valley. Along here I recommend being careful, because there's a final rock garden and then you can go straight over the berm, which I don't recommend. Along this section near the end I sadly got a puncture. I'll say when I got that noise, you should be able to hear it. It's really annoying, as I just got to the jumps and then I realised. You'll see there is quite a long difference from when I heard it. So just down here you'll hear it. There, that was the noise. So I did not even know that I had a puncture at this point, but I was still riding along.
Okay, soon we have some jumps.
And I was really looking forward to these jumps. I even went over a rock garden, loads and loads of rocks. Got some air, and all along here I had a flat tyre. You can hear it locking up, the wheel now.
Flat tyre!
And then that was when I realised. That was really annoying.
Really looking forward to that bit.
Overall, the Marin Trail is an amazing trail. With all the amazing descents and loads of rocky features, it makes it overall a great trail. Although the uphills are a bit hard, I recommend definitely doing this trail if you can. If you don't have enough time, you can either do the smaller trail, which is amazing fun still. Thank you for watching this video. As always, in my map related videos, I'll link the map that I use down below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video.